I'm almost doing like a redo, a mulligan, if you will, from last night. I appreciate everybody who understood what I was going through. If you have as I'm changing the tripod here, if you have kids, 2-month-old kids, they need you at all times. And that's why I'm rocking the dad look right now. Got the polo, got the vintage Panthers polo, $20 on eBay, just saying. And I got the A-frame hat just to get that 90s dad vibe. Yeah, let's talk about night one. Did not go as expected. As I mentioned in the show, in the pre-recorded show, which you want to check out. What up, Brandon? As I said that night, we all got fooled. As I keep saying in all these draft videos, it's lying season. It is smokescreen season. Don't trust anything anybody says, including Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, the head coach and general manager. Especially, hey man, Steve, don't trust them, especially when they wax poetically about a player that everybody says guaranteed is going to go with the Panthers, and that's Jalen Walker. Brazen, what up? Like, they're talking so well about Jalen Walker. It got me a little freaked out. Like, what's going on here? Either they're so convinced that he's going to be there, love Ted, but Jalen Walker as well. Either they love Jalen Walker so much and they know that they're not going to get, he's not going to get picked up by somebody else, because there were drafts out there that thought that maybe Jalen Walker's going to the Raiders or going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. No, that didn't happen. And so they thought, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to talk about him as if he's already on our payroll. And I just thought that was crazy. That was a weird thing that happened. Or I suggested in the video as well, after that press conference, or they're talking so well about Jalen Walker because they want people to think they actually like Jalen Walker. And they want somebody like a Atlanta, who got him anyways, or Cowboys who want to partner him up with another hybrid player, one of the best defensive players in the world, in Micah Parsons, force them to trade. Like, man, they really like this Jalen Walker. They're going to get him. We need to trade up and also get Jalen Walker. Did I see correctly? The Falcons got Walker and Pierce. I'm going to talk about that. And then maybe the Panthers said, okay, we're going to talk so highly of Jalen Walker. Someone's going to want to trade us for the 8th pick. We're going to move down. We're going to let him go because you know what? He's great. He's not really a scheme fit. Mike Cave and Charlotte Observer talked about that. And then we're going to get our actual guy, and whoever that is. And it was kind of in between. They really like Jalen Walker as a human, it seems like. No one asked him about that in the press conference. I find that quite interesting. That was the first thing I would have asked. Like, what's up with Jalen Walker? You talked about him for like 8 minutes. I'll talk about that. 60-second sermons. I'll talk about that. But they just straight up lied to our face. They misread everybody. We thought they're going this way. They went like that way. Ted McMillan was a popular pick for the Panthers early on, and then we started, watching film. Like, I'm not a scout, but we started seeing that stupid video of him saying he doesn't watch film, all that BS. Then he started to fall, going into like the 20s, going to like the Seattle Seahawks at 18. And then something was very strange. If you guys follow the betting world, it went from Jalen Walker at like plus 180, and it flipped, and it was Ted McMillan. Nalo, negative attitude, loses opportunities. It went from Jalen Walker to him, and I was like, where's that coming from? Happy with the Tet pick for sure, says Jesse Pinkman. Cheers from Panther fan from Brazil since 98. Rap, 90. I think this polo's from 98. Anyways, I think it was crazy. And if you saw my reaction, I was shocked. But the more I listen to the experts, the guys who do this for a living, including Dan Morgan, Dave Canales, it just makes sense. They told us, they didn't lie about this. They told us they built the defense during free agency so they can get best player available in the draft. And as Jesse Pinkman said, he wanted Mason Graham. Mason Graham looked like to them was the number one guy on their board, obviously after Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. And then the next guy was Ted McMillan. They weren't going to they're going to trust the board, trust the scouts. So Ted McMillan was their guy, and they got it. Tony Jong says, if Jalen Walker was that good, he wouldn't have fallen to 15. This draft has so much defense, and there's so many first-round talent that fell. Yeah, I think day 2 is going to be way more fun than day 1. Day 1 was pretty fun. with the trades with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders free falling out of the first round, maybe into the third round. I can see the Browns starting the second round, picking up Shedeur Sanders, but Jackson Dart being the guy in Manhattan and not Shedeur. I think that's absolutely crazy. That was cinema. That was nuts. But I'm sure, you know, Shedeur is sleeping on his millions and millions of dollars, busted into a pillow. I'm glad we got T-Mac. I'm tired of the Panthers having no surprises in the draft. Well, this is a surprise. They picked they picked a wide receiver in the first round 2 years in a row now. Dragonite says Brown's definitely taking Sanders to start the second. I think they're going to do the same. If they don't, then something's definitely up. Like something is definitely up with that. But Ted McMillan is the best player available according to them. This is a very deep draft on the defensive line. Like there are so many dudes. Mike Green, still someone asks, how about Mike Green or the safety from SC tonight? So you got edges like Mike Green, you got Donovan Ezaraku, you got Princely, you got Brady Swinson, you got I don't have the whole list right now. You have Landon Jackson, who's like 6'7", massive guy. If you watched my series with Daniel Kelly, who is a former scout with the New York Jets, you want to check that video out. He's been saying Shedeur Sanders is not a good quarterback, and he's kind of, it looks like the NFL agrees that he's not, at least he's not a first-round pick. I think he suggests he's undraftable. But he loves Landon Jackson. Unreal motor. So let's talk about day 2. I know we judge our defense because they rank last in every category, but let's not forget Evero. Right. Evero, according to Mike K, who covers the Panthers Sharp Observer, brought up a lot about Evero. Doesn't like playing rookies that much. Trevor Wallace didn't really play that much until Shaq Thompson went out with the Achilles injury. So with that, Jalen Walker, not great. Hybrid players in the next level, drafted in the first round, don't normally pan out that well unless you're Micah Parsons. How about Tet said, I can't wait to get in there and take the Panthers next level. Exactly. How do we report any Derek Brown being healthy? Do we have, I think he's healthy. He better be healthy. One more thing about Tet, and then I'll move on to day 2. I love the fact that you got 2 Cali kids who love each other. What's up, Luke? 2 Cali kids who love each other. They played against each other in high school. At least their schools did. Looks like Bryce Young pounded the table like an area scout would for Tet. Let me just move my helmet here. Got to add to the decorations. For Tet. And so they already have that chemistry. That's what you want. So, by the way, I was in Toronto last year. A great place. It is a good place, Jesse. But they're on the same page. And he looks like he doesn't have that dog in him. But if he is a dog, he's got that dog in him. But that dog is almost like kind of like a golden doodle, like a big one. Like I'm talking like 170-pound golden doodle, like boundless energy, jumping around, and he'll hurt you by accident if you don't take care of yourself. That's Ted McMillan to me. So let's talk about day 2. I don't think I have the patience to wait to pick 57 for him to do something. There's a lot of good guys. Jahad Campbell was the last pick in the first round. I thought maybe he can slip a little bit and they could trade up for him. I'm not waiting 24 picks or whatever it is to get to 57. Absolutely not. I said there's a deep draft in defensive line, but I'm not waiting until the third round to get somebody, even though there are some mocks out there. Mike K again from Sharp Observer. He has the Panthers trading up to 44, getting Nick Umanwari, the safety out of South Carolina. And then with the third pick, they got Princely out of Ole Miss. So you got big dudes. That's what this front office says they're all about. You got a big dude in wide receiver now. You got a big dude at safety who's basically Cam Chancellor 2.0. He is bigger than Jalen Walker. He's faster than Jalen Walker. He's more explosive than Jalen Walker. You could put him on the edge on a safety blitz and F somebody up more so than Jalen Walker. And so that would be an amazing pick if they can get him at 44. I don't know if he's going to last that long. But I think it makes sense to trade up. I am not waiting until 57. If you're Dan Morgan, you can't do it. He said people were nipping around trying to trade up for the Panthers to trade down. They didn't confirm any of that stuff. They didn't. Obviously, they didn't. They picked Ted at 8. But I could see them being busy in day 2, trading up. I just think unless they 100% trust their board and they think the guy who's picked at 44 is the same talent, same contribution level as 57. I just Shedeur Sanders going undrafted free agent. Are you Daniel Kelly? Is that your burner account? I just can't see it. Hey, I am so here for this. Hey, como mai. Keep Penny, welcome to Charlotte. Your lace suit, Julian Jet last night was fire. Are you AAPI? Like, I saw his parents. He's a mixed guy like me. And not gonna lie, when I had a shaved head, tell me I don't look a little bit like him. A little bit like him. But yeah, if I'm Dan Morgan, we have 3 5th-round picks. We have 2 4ths, I believe. I got my hair all messed up. There you go. Let me just fix this. You got 3 5ths. You got 2 4ths, I believe. Use them. Like, I don't know what the talent drop-off is after the 3rd, but getting a guy in the building like Mike Green, so stoked, finally picked right in the first one. Let's go. Would you trade next year's first to draft up the first and second round and keep our other pick in the second? Interesting. I don't know if I would trade next year's first. Like, you're basically suggesting that next year's first is not as valuable or is as valuable as 2 second-round picks in this draft. If you trade, yeah, Brandon says no to that. You trade next year's first, and then you pick 33rd overall, you get your pick of whoever you want. But again, all those edges, according to analysts, they're all kind of the same in terms of contribution level, talent. Also, if you guys want to drop some super chats, helps the channel. Everybody get his shit together. He might be gone. Yeah, he might. So I don't know if I'd go all the way to 33. I would trade one of the 5ths, one of the 4ths, move up. You do look like him, to be honest. Your facial structures, eyes, hey, API. Yeah, I'm telling you. When he was, I showed my wife his face, like, hey, what up, Panther fan? Keep pounding. Hey, oh, hey, shoo. Well, you know, I'm not Polynesian, half Korean. We don't do that. But she said, you kind of do, like, from here up, Tet McMillan, maybe, and then here down. No, that's not it. But I would like for them to trade up, get out of 57. Holy crap! Even go to 40s and move up 10, just to give you a better chance to get a Nick Emenwari, because he is not going to be there at 57. He is a game changer, in my opinion. I think if you wait till 57, you can get like a Kyle Kennard edge out of South Carolina, who is not bad. What is it? Josiah Stewart. I think he's the edge out of Michigan. He's undersized. He's like 6'1", but again, so is Jalen Walker. What's the problem? And so he could be there at 57. It just seems like I don't want to take that. I just don't want to wait. I just don't want to freaking wait. I just want them to pick in the second, and then you keep your third, and then so I like the way Mike K was doing it. I think Nick Emenwari is like a very much Subi saying, "Sup, man?" Literally ran my house screaming yes, and happy I was 8th. I'm glad. I was completely blown away by that. And then I started thinking, I started watching analysts and saying, you know, they were so happy about this pick. Dan Orlovsky said this is his favorite pick thus far. I mind you is 8 in. Trevor Sikkema, the PFF crew, they were doing a great job going live, saying that, you know, they were wishing for Tet to go to the Panthers. And then it happened, and they were just waxing poetically. Half Korean didn't know that. Have to go for now. Have a great weekend. Cheers, Jesse. So they were happy about that. They think it just makes a lot of sense. You know, they talked about the free agency pickups on defense and why this makes so much sense. Who else loved the pick? Trevor Sikkema. And then you had the Micah Parsons, like actual guys who play football currently in the National Football League. They love that pick. He wanted him partnering with CeeDee Lamb. He was pissed. Check out my TikTok. Just type in Panthers post. I'll be there. He was pissed that the Panthers picked up Ted McMillan. That was awesome. Because that's when you know, like, we're just people. We're just people who watch football. These guys who play football, understand the game. I think Sly, not Dre Bly, Slayton. That's why the should have thought maybe it came to me moments before you said that. I should have thought came to me. Exactly. But I forget who was the quarterback, who was the corner on the Bleacher Report broadcast. He was basically saying, hey, if I'm playing corner against Epic Mill, I hate that shit. He's 6'5", he's fast, he's got great hands. The former coach of the Dallas Cowboys, he was on the Pat McAfee broadcast. He said there's two types of wide receivers. There's framers who like keep their hands here, and then there's ball snatchers who get the ball out of there. Get the ball out of the air. And that's Ted. Ted's a get the ball out of the air guy. So he's 6'5". With that reach, he's like 7'2". And you can reach over defensive backs like he did, reached away from Travis Hunter for the one-handed catch. Pluckers, that's right. Ball pluckers. So yeah, I think it works out. And also, number 4 in Process Blue looks hot. Number 4 in Process Blue looks hot. But yeah, if they can get Nick Immanwori, who to me is a first-round talent in the second round, if they can get him, move it up, get him, and then with the third pick, which you still keep, you get a Princely, Josiah Stewart, a Landon Jackson, I would be thrilled. Landon Jackson, again, from that Daniel Kelly interview that we had, that was for members only, Panthers Post, members only, $2.99 Canadian a month, which is like $1.30 American. He has a relentless motor. I'm all about that. Nick Scorton out of Texas A&M. I don't think he got drafted. He'd be available. I can see that happening. And then with the other picks, they're basic glorified depth pieces. You could get maybe another edge. That Fadil Diggs guy out of Syracuse. He had a top 30 visit with the Panthers. He could be available in the fourth round, one that you kept. We really only need a safety. That's what I'm saying. Nick Immanwori talks about the Panthers. He called them the universe. They call them South Carolina Panthers. That's what he called them during their pro day. Because J.C. Horn, Xavier Leggett, I think it only makes sense. I think that's a match made in heaven. Like he's literally everything that Dan Morgan talks about: size, weight, speed, profile, dogs. That's what's up. I would like to pick up. I've seen them pick him up as well. And then later on, Kennard. I said Kennard in the third round. I can see that happening. But yeah, later on in the draft, I see them picking up a depth piece and on the offensive line. I'm talking day 3, a third running back who could still be a contributor. This is a stacked running back class. As I said before in previous episodes, every team should draft a running back in this draft. There's like 32 or 35 like draftable grades on all these guys. Even Travis Etienne's brother. Like I'm seeing him in mock drafts in like the 6th round still, and I think he offers something awesome. Hey, wow. Want Nick Immanwori, whatever it takes. That's right. Steve with the fucking super chat. I love you. Ollie Gordon, beast, Oklahoma State, running back. Him and Chuba Hubbard together. Damn. And Rico Dowdle. And if Jonathan Brooks come back next year, you're going to have to make some financial decisions there. I want to see us keep doing things that we have not done before. Hopefully we draft no one from University of South Carolina. What do you mean? Nick Immanwori is the guy. He is the guy, guys. He is. Let me just wait for a second. I just got to bring my kid. Easiest in. Just wait. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is too much fun. I was about to just go for a walk. I was going to go for a walk. Hello. I was going to go for a walk. And then I was like, you know what? My kid's sleeping. Him not sleeping interrupted my live stream last night. Fuck it. I'm talking now. My wife is at a physio appointment. Guys, respect your ladies post-birth. That's a shit show. That is an absolute nutso thing that women do. And so we got to respect them because their bodies go through a lot. I can see them also just getting a wide receiver. I can see them getting a wide receiver later on. Like a speed guy. Like if Tez Johnson is there and they got themselves Nick Immanwori, I don't think Tez is going to be gone. I think Tez is going to be gone by the 4th. But if he is somehow there in the 4th, pick his ass up. Am I the only one that feels like the season's already a win due to Ian Thomas off the roster? I mean, yeah. It just shows, okay, it's one thing, okay, Ian Thomas is gone, but, like, we brought back Raheem Blackshear, who's a good running back. I've always been team Raheem, but, like, he's not gonna change the running back room. Like, again, this is and they paid him money. This is a running back draft. You can get someone better than Raheem Blackshear in, like, the 6th round. When Ted played Colorado, he got shut down equivalent. What are you talking about? I thought did he have, like, 170 yards receiving against Colorado? That's what I understand. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how any of these young football players react anymore. They're 21 years old. They're, like, over 10 years younger than me. They're making millions of dollars already. I don't know how they react to adversity anymore. We saw Bryce Young win a friggin' Heisman, and in his first year, he buckled and he broke down, and he needed to sit down, and he needed a little pep talk. He needed things to slow down a little bit because he had never been beat up before, and he reacted great. That's on one side. There's guys out there who get adversity and they shut down. So I don't know what type of was going through in that game. Any thoughts on the rest of the NFC South? Hey, I think, guys, I'm scared about the Falcons. I'm scared. In week 18, I was scared. Their quarterback is legit. Okay, 90 a touchdown. Touchdown on Travis Hunter. Just saying. I'm genuinely concerned about the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, JT Tuimoloau or Princely. I like that. I like both those guys. CJ. Yeah, Michael Penix got a laser rocket cannon of an arm. He scares me greatly. I think if he was in this draft, I think he's the first quarterback taken. Am I wrong? I think he's the first quarterback taken. He's better than Cam Ward. Don't be. They are Atlanta. So I will talk about that in a second. HL is going to be a monster. They got Jalen Walker. Now, we know we love him. But then they got James Pierce, who I also thought maybe if the Panthers were going to be trading down, that's a guy that I would want them to target, is James Pierce Jr. on the edge, one of the best pure edge rushers in this draft. He is a character issue, apparently. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear? My brother just called, and so that may have messed up my... Wait. That may have... Oh. Can you guys hear me? Now I don't think you can hear me. Oh, no. I was streaming. We hear you. Okay, good. I gotta lower this volume. It's very loud. What was I talking about? Sorry. I have no idea what I was talking about. Anyways, 55 of you guys watching this. That's awesome. Friggin' awesome. Here, just talk. Yeah, James Pierce. There you go. Yes. Sorry. I wanted them to trade. If they were going to trade down, if they clearly did not want to stick at 8. They wanted to trade the F down. And James Pierce Jr. was the guy I wanted to trade down to get. Him, Mike Green, 2 guys with off the field issues. But have you met Dave Canales? Dave Canales is Pete Carroll. What did Pete Carroll do? He get guys like a Marshawn Lynch and make him a team guy, make him a locker room guy. He has now become like a genuine entrepreneur. Like, he is now like part owner of the Seattle Kraken. He's doing things. He's like a community guy. Not saying he wasn't that before Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll doesn't mind taking risks on guys who might have potential character issues. And so James Pierce is the guy I wanted. I'm scared of the Falcons a little bit. My wife is here now. I don't know if you guys want to say hi, but my wife is here now. My kid's in the carriage. We're probably going to go for a walk. I'm going to go again, not live, but I'm going to do a recap of day 2. Appreciate all of you guys. Like, subscribe, spread the word. See you guys soon.